What's up, guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel today. We'll telling about 20 centimes. France of coin, 1977. Asterisk, to understand the 1977 20 centimes coin, we first need to go back to the broader history of the French monetary system. The centime, a subdivision of the franc, had existed in various forms since the French Revolution. The idea was simple, like cents to the dollar. 100 centimes made 1 franc. The franc itself was introduced during the French Revolution in the 1790s and became the backbone of France's currency system for nearly 2 centuries. Over time, smaller denominations like the 1 centime, 5 centimes, 10 centimes, and 20 centimes became essential for everyday transactions. The modern 20 centimes coin, as we know it, was introduced in 1962. Shortly after France transitioned to the nouveau franc, new franc, under President Charles de Gaulle. The goal was to stabilize the economy and simplify accounting, as inflation had made the old franc increasingly worthless. Under this system, 1 new franc equaled 100 old francs. The 20 centimes coin issued during this period held real purchasing power for daily needs, from buying bread to bus tickets. By the time 1977 arrived, the 20 centimes coin had already been circulating in its modern form for over 15 years. But that year brought its own particular political and economic context that shaped the minting and use of this coin. Asterisk, the year 1977 was an important time in French history. France was in the midst of the Fifth Republic, under the leadership of President Valéry Giscard d'Estaing, who had come to power in 1974. His presidency was marked by efforts to modernize the French economy, bring in social reforms, and navigate the aftermath of the global oil crisis of 1973, which had sent shockwaves through economies across Europe. Inflation was a challenge. While France was not experiencing hyperinflation, the value of money was gradually declining, and coins like the 20 centimes were slowly losing purchasing power. However, they remained very much in use for public transportation, small snacks, newspapers, and vending machines. In fact, the 20 centimes coin was among the most commonly circulated coins during this time, small, candy, and very much part of daily life. Asterisk, meanwhile, French society in the 1970s was undergoing transformation. Women's rights were expanding, youth culture was flourishing, and France was becoming more urbanized and industrialized. These social shifts were reflected subtly in national symbols, including currency. That brings us to the design of the coin itself, a masterpiece of artistic and ideological symbolism. Asterisk. Now, let's take a closer look at the design of the 1977 France 20 centimes coin. At first glance, it's a simple and elegant piece, but its imagery is rich with meaning. The obverse of the coin features the iconic depiction of the symbols, the sewer. This figure is a woman striding forward while sowing seeds, dressed in a flowing robe, with the wind catching her garments. She represents agriculture, renewal, and the French Republic itself. This symbol was designed by Oscar Rodi, a renowned French medalist and sculptor, and it first appeared on French coins in the early 1900s. Over time, the symbols became one of the most recognized national emblems of France. She embodies the values of hard work, hope, and growth, ideals that France prided itself on during times of recovery and progress. The reverse of the coin reads, "Greater than liberté, égalité, fraternité." Liberty, equality, fraternity, the national motto of France, encircling the denomination. 20 centimes in the year 1977. We see wheat ears and olive branches representing agriculture and peace, respectively. The natural motifs are not merely decorative. They tie into the symbolism of the sewer and the values of prosperity and harmony. Asterisk. You'll also notice a small mark, the mint mark, usually a small symbol or monogram indicating where the coin was struck. For 1977, these coins were minted at the Monnaie de Paris. The Paris Mint one of the oldest and most respected mints in the world. Asterisk. Let's now look at the physical aspects of the coin. Welcome, coin collectors and history lovers. In today's video, we explore a small but iconic piece of French currency, the 1977 franc 20 centimes coin. While it may seem like an ordinary coin, this golden-toned piece carries symbolic weight, historic value, and collector interest. But the big question is, how much is it really worth today? What determines that value? And why are collectors still fascinated by a coin minted nearly 50 years ago? Stick with us as we walk through everything you need to know, from the design and minting to the current value of this coin in the collector's market. Whether you're new to coin collecting or a seasoned numismatist, this deep dive will give you insights that go far beyond the surface. The 1977 20 centimes coin belongs to the French franc system, the national currency of France, before the euro was introduced in 2002. The franc had been the foundation of French currency for over 200 years. The 20 centimes coin represented 1/5 of a franc and was widely used for everyday purchases like newspapers, coffee, or transportation fares. In the 1970s, France was under the Fifth Republic, and the president at the time was Valéry Giscard d'Estaing, who led the country through modernization and European integration. Economically, this was a time of inflation and transition, though the 20 centimes coin had small purchasing power by modern standards. It was a practical and necessary coin for everyday use. Asterisk, minted in large numbers. The 1977 version was part of a long-running series of 20 centimes coins, first introduced in 1962, using the new franc system, a revaluation that helped simplify the currency after decades of inflation.